So many people are saying so many things. So MadMan presents what the are they saying? You should always follow your passion. Follow your passion. Just find out what your passion is and follow it. I really think that passion is such an overrated word that it can make anyone question if he lacks it. Let me tell you my own story. So, in my high school days, you know, people used to talk about what their passion is and all those things. And I did not have any passion, I didn't know what I wanted to do with my future. So it almost felt like I lacked something that everybody else had, you know. But now when I look at it, that was not the case. So let's take a deep look into this thing called passion, right? So I I looked up the meaning of the word on Google and it states like this. Passion is a strong feeling or emotion towards something. So if I have to really use that meaning to say something like I'm really passionate about some kind of work, then it means that I have a strong feeling or emotion towards that work. But I think we're too much attached with this word passion, just like we're too much attached with the word happiness, we don't care about the feeling. Just like we're too much attached with the word having fun, but we don't actually look at what happens when you're having fun, So I think it's one of those words. So let's dissect it now. If someone is passionate about something and someone is not passionate about something, what does it mean? Now let's take an example where someone is passionate about coding and another individual who is not passionate about coding, but both of them are doing the same work. Now for someone who is passionate about coding, he's not complaining about the work to someone or to himself. He's just doing the work and he's happy with whatever kind of work he's doing. Now someone who is not passionate about coding, he's doing the work, but he's not putting as much effort as the other guy who has passion, because in his mind there are so many other things that he could be doing at that moment of time, but for some reasons he's choosing to do coding, right? Now when that happens, when there are so many other things that you could do at that moment, but you're choosing to do something that is not the most preferable thing for you to do, then that makes you feel like you've been forced to do it for some reasons, for money, for whatever reasons, right? The basic thing is it will make you feel that you've been forced by your own mind or by other minds. You've been forced to do it. So when that happens, whatever you're doing becomes a burden, right? It becomes a burden, and all that you're focused about, all that you want is the end goal, which could be salary or money in this case. So fundamentally, the only difference in the actuality, the only difference in the reality for someone who is passionate and someone who is not passionate is, for the one who is passionate, he is totally accepted that coding is the only thing that he could have done at that moment of time. He does not have anything else that he would want to do at that moment of time. There is no feeling of choice in his mind. It's almost like he's going on a straight line. But someone who is not passionate, he's not accepted that it is the only thing he could do at that moment of time, because he has other choices that is more preferable to him than coding. And when that happens, it's almost like he's choosing to walk on a path while having so many other options. In other words, he's not walking on a straight line. He's taken a path, and every now and then he feels like he's looking at other paths that could be better for him. But fundamentally, one has totally accepted, another has not. So it is the case of not accepting something. Not being passionate and being passionate is only the case of accepting and not accepting something. Now what to do? If someone is passionate about something, he's enjoying his work now, but someone who is not passionate, what to do? Now, I think the first thing that everyone must accept, whatever situation that one is in now, whatever kind of situation that one is in now, the situation couldn't have been any different. So everything has happened exactly the way it was supposed to happen, because in order to get to that moment, you must have had taken several decisions in the past. Now, every single decision was the most appropriate decision that you could have taken at that moment of time. Now, don't get confused. I'm saying that moment of time, not the moment after it has passed. Because we take a decision and then after a while we say, I could have taken a better decision, I could have done something else. But at that moment, you already took the decision. Whatever decision you took was the most appropriate decision that you could have taken at that moment of time. Now, obviously, sometimes you might take a decision when you're angry, when you're sad, and all those things. Obviously, decisions could be influenced by your emotions, but even then, in that emotion, you took the most appropriate decision. So, whatever situation that you're in now, the situation couldn't have been any different. So, first thing is accept the reality. Don't try to desperately change the reality to some projection you have in your mind. First, accept that the reality is this. You don't like your work, you like your work. You're trying to change it, you're not trying to change it. Whatever is it, accept that it is the situation now. Now, the next thing to understand is there is no right decision. There is no right decision. Right and wrong are just concepts. So, now, if you want to do something, you take the best decision that you could take with your ability at that moment, because that is the only thing you can do. Now, obviously, for you, the best decision could be asking someone. Now, you ask someone, he gives you some suggestion, you follow it, does not work. Now, don't go back and blame him, because at that moment, your best decision was to asking some other person and following his advice. So, totally accept your current situation. And from then on, if you want to change the situation or if you don't want to change the situation, in both the cases, take the decision that you want to take. So again, there is no right or wrong decisions. There is only decision, and the future will tell if the decision is going to work out or no. But at the moment of taking the decision, there is no way you can know if the decision is going to work out or not. So at the moment of taking the decision, take the decision. But if it does not work out, accept that it has not worked out and take another decision or whatever you want to do. If it works out, good. So at every moment in your life, accepting whatever the situation that you're in, because the situation couldn't have been any different, because you took the most appropriate decision that you could take at every single moment in your life. So the conclusion is, you're passionate about something, you're not passionate about something, does not matter. The only thing that matters is if you've accepted totally the situation that you are in. That might involve your relationship, that might involve your work or whatever it is, if there is total acceptance of the situation or not. That is the only biggest question. Now, having said that, thank you for tuning in and thank you for your love and support. If you want to buy helpful books, go to www.hellomadman.com. Thank you.